They have everything you dream of: mansions, luxury cars, vacations in paradise, fame, power, and more money than they could ever spend. But behind the smiles, behind the Instagram filters and curated lifestyles, many of them admit something terrifying. They feel empty, they're restless, they're anxious. Some even fall into depression. Some lose themselves completely. Why? Why do the richest people on earth, those who have what most people chase their entire lives, still whisper in private, "I feel like something is missing"? King Solomon, the richest and wisest man to ever live, gave us the answer thousands of years ago. And it's more relevant now than ever. Solomon wasn't just rich, was unimaginably rich. Today's billionaires would have bowed their heads in respect. Gold flowed into his kingdom like water. The king made silver as common in Jerusalem as stones, says 1 Kings 10:27. He had palaces, vineyards, singers, servants, ships, wives, fame, and global influence. If anyone could test the limits of earthly pleasure, it was Solomon, and test them he did. He dove headfirst into every form of luxury, comfort, and entertainment this world could offer. But do you know what he said after experiencing it all? "I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and a chasing after the wind." Ecclesiastes 1:14. Did you catch that? Vanity, emptiness, nothingness. It's the same ache the world's wealthiest wrestle with today. You see, the human soul wasn't designed to be satisfied by wealth. There's a hole inside every person that no amount of gold can fill. We were created for something deeper, something eternal, and when we ignore that, we suffer. Proverbs 23:4-5 warns us. Do not wear yourself out to get rich. Have the wisdom to show restraint. Cast but a glance at riches, and they are gone, for they will surely sprout wings and fly off to the sky like an eagle. Solomon is saying, don't kill yourself chasing wealth, because even if you catch it, it won't stay. And even if it stays, it won't heal your soul. Let's be honest. Most of us are taught from a young age that money will fix everything. Struggling, just get rich. Sad, go shopping. Lonely, buy attention. Bored, pay for excitement. That's the illusion, and it works for a while. But eventually, the soul sobers up. You start to see behind the glitter, and it's not what you thought. That's why you see millionaires spiraling into addiction, billionaires ending their lives, celebrities admitting they feel alone even in a crowd. Because money can buy distraction, but not meaning. It can purchase pleasure, but not peace. It can fill your hands, but not your heart. Solomon puts it bluntly in Ecclesiastes 2:10-11. I denied myself nothing my eyes desired. I refused my heart no pleasure. My heart took delight in all my labor. Yet when I surveyed all that my hands had done and what I had toiled to achieve, everything was meaningless, a chasing after the wind. Let that sink in. He had it all, and it left him empty. Why? Because the soul craves purpose, not possessions. You weren't created just to consume, you were created to contribute. You weren't made just to indulge, you were made to impact. But if you make your whole life about getting more, having more, and flexing more, you'll find yourself with everything except peace. Proverbs 11:28 says, He who trusts in his riches will fall, but the righteous will flourish like the green leaf. Trusting in money is like building your house on a foundation of sand. It might look strong, but when life shakes you, when you lose someone, when the fame fades, when sickness comes, your riches won't hold you up. So what did Solomon realize? What's the secret he discovered after tasting everything the world had to offer? The answer is found in the final chapter of Ecclesiastes. After reflecting on all the pleasures, all the power, and all the possessions, Solomon gives us this stunning conclusion. Now all has been heard. Here is the conclusion of the matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the duty of all mankind. Ecclesiastes 12:13. That's it. Fear God, keep his commandments, not out of fear of punishment, but out of reverence and alignment with your Creator. Solomon isn't telling us to hate money, he's telling us not to worship it. Here's the irony. When you stop chasing money and start chasing wisdom, purpose, and righteousness, money might still come, but it won't control you anymore. That's true freedom. Proverbs 3:13-14 says, "Blessed is the one who finds wisdom, the one who gains understanding, for she is more profitable than silver and yields better returns than gold." Wisdom is worth more than wealth, because while wealth can disappear, wisdom shapes who you become, and who you are matters more than what you have. So many people ask, if I had more money, wouldn't I be happier? But happiness is not an upgrade, it's an alignment. It comes from knowing who you are and why you're here. And Solomon shows us, no matter how rich you are, if you don't have purpose, you'll still feel poor. Let's talk real life. There are billionaires who can buy a jet in cash, but they can't sleep at night. Millionaires who get everything they want but still feel numb. People with full bank accounts and empty hearts, because deep down we all want the same thing: to matter, to be known, to feel peace, and no dollar amount can give you that. So what can, according to Solomon, it starts with humility. It starts by realizing we're not God, we're not in Contraland. Chasing things outside of God's plan only leads to regret. Proverbs 16:8 says, "Better is a little with righteousness than great revenues with injustice." Think about that. Better to have less with integrity than to have more with guilt. That's wisdom, because true wealth isn't in what you store in the bank, it's what you store in your heart. You can't take your riches with you when you die. You won't care about your designer clothes when you're gasping for your last breath. What you will care about is, did I live with purpose? Did I love deeply? Did I walk with God? Did I make a difference? Solomon tried the other path for Ushi, explored the pleasures of the world, so we wouldn't have to. And his final verdict is a warning. Don't waste your life climbing a ladder that leads to nowhere. So what should we do instead? Pursue wisdom, cultivate righteousness, love people, serve others, build character, practice gratitude, seek God first. Proverbs 4:7 says, "Wisdom is the principal thing, therefore get wisdom. And with all you're getting, get understanding." The richest people in the world aren't those with the most toys, they're the ones with the clearest purpose. You don't need to be poor to be wise, and you don't need to be rich to be happy. You need to live aligned with the truth. And the truth is, money is a tool, not a god. It can help, but it can't heal. It can decorate your life, but it can't define your life. The most powerful people aren't those with money, but those with peace. So let me ask you this. What are you chasing? Are you spending your days working 14 hours just to impress people you don't even like? Are you spending every spare minute dreaming of a lifestyle that in the end might leave you feeling even more alone? Or are you building something eternal? Proverbs 13:7 says, "One person pretends to be rich, yet has nothing. Another pretends to be poor, yet has great wealth." You can look rich and be spiritually bankrupt, or you can live simply and overflow with wisdom, peace, and joy. You choose. Solomon tried it all, so you wouldn't have to. His story is a roadmap and a red flag, and his final message is clear. Without God, even the richest life is empty. But with God, even a simple life can be full. So don't wait until you're rich to realize you're still missing something. Start now. Anchor your life in what truly matters. Build your house on wisdom, not wealth. And you'll find a richness no bank can ever offer. Because true wealth is this: knowing God, walking in purpose, living with peace. That's what Solomon discovered, and now you know it too.